Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you every single room in the ancient city structure that was added to Minecraft 1.19. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 videos and other Minecraft videos. And so indeed, today we'll be taking a look at every single structure that can generate in the ancient city. And of course, I'll be giving you the names of these structures as well. And so these parts of structures can now very easily be placed by using the /place template command, where here we can see every single part of the ancient city. And of course, some other structures here as well, like the bastion, the end city, the fossil, igloo, ruined portal, shipwrecks, ruins, and villages. And so we'll start with the entrance of the ancient city. So the entrance has this entrance connector part. So this one will generate right before the reinforced deep slate portal that generates at the center of the ancient city. So here we'll see this little bridge over to the portal. And so it's called the entrance connector. Over here now we have 5 different entrance paths. So this is the start of that entrance path, and this part of the structure of course connected to that part over there, as we can clearly see by this half pillar and that half pillar over there. And so there are 5 different variations here. So this is the first one, and the second one here has some dark oak planks there, and also some ladders on the side, which the first one does not have. And it's also a little bit broken on this side. Then this is the third variation. It actually has a little tower made out of dark oak planks, and the center walkway is a little bit more carved up. And there's another bridge here as well. Then here is the 4th iteration, which has some light blue wool. Now a tower on this side and more of these bridges and some ladders on the side as well. And finally there is this version, which is completely destroyed. The pillars are completely destroyed. This middle section is quite destroyed, but there are still these ladders on this side. And so those are all the entrance structures that can generate in the ancient city. Of course, not all of these will generate. Only one of these will generate along with one of the entrance connectors. And then also one of these will generate. This is of course the city center, and it contains the reinforced deep slate portal. And there are 3 different variations. So this is the first one right here. You notice there's no chest here, and the main difference is in the redstone room right below. And so the first iteration has this bit of redstone, which you can activate by actually making a noise on top of this chiseled deep slate block right here. And then these piston doors down here will open, so you can enter the secret redstone room in the ancient city. Then we have the second iteration right here. We can see that the center is a little bit different, because this time there is a chest. And in the chest we have a golden apple. And if you go all the way down here and stand in front of the door, then eat the golden apple, then the door will open, because the second iteration has a slightly different redstone, where there is a filter that checks that the vibration of the skull sensor is the correct one. And then the third iteration of the city center has these walls in the center. And again, there's a chiseled deep slate block on which you need to make a noise to activate the piston doors down below. And here is the redstone for the third variation of the city center. It is more to do with redstone torches and repeaters. So those are the city centers. Then I'll quickly just go through these walls. They are not too interesting, but we'll go through them anyway. So first of all, this is bottom 1. And this one generates right before the portal, of course, with the bridge. And there is a second variation as well, with a broken up bridge right here. So those are bottom 1 and bottom 2. And then there are some corners. This is the bottom left corner of the wall, the bottom right corner of the wall. And there are actually 3 variations of the bottom right corner. So that's the first one. The second one here is this one with some little broken down and has some dark oak planks. And there's also this third variation, which I think is actually almost identical to the first one, so that's a little strange there. Then there is the left wall, which is this one. The right wall, this one over here. Then this is the top wall that generates on the backside of the portal. And these are the top left corner and the top right corner of the city center walls. And so these are all the walls that generate around the center portal. But now we get to the more interesting part, which are the different structures. And so if you see these jigsaw blocks over here, they are actually part of the generation. And they can add sculk patches to these different structures. And so that's why there's pretty much no sculk in any of the structures we have here, because it hasn't generated in yet. And these jigsaw blocks on the sides of them are actually used to generate the structure next to it. But this first structure that can generate in the ancient city is the barracks. And this structure has the tiny portal that resembles the warden. There's a staircase going up here as well. And of course there are 2 chests there. And there's also this skeleton skull. and a little staircase going back out over here. Then the next structure over here is the camp structure, and it actually has 3 different variations. And so this camp structure has 3 different types of wool. There is light blue, blue and cyan wool on it, and some ruins around it. Here is the second variation, which looks a little bit like a house, where there's a table and a place to sit, and there's also a campfire along with the 3 types of wool that's in the other one as well. And it has some dark oak logs. And the third variation over here looks like the second variation, but just burned out. For example, the campfire is not burning anymore and the dark oak logs are gone. Then next we have the chamber structure, which again there are 3 different variants. So here's the first variant. It has some sort of archway for the entrance, and there's just a single chest in this structure. And as I said, there are 3 variants, and the other 2 are actually a little bit smaller. So this is chamber 2. Which is just a small chamber with 1 single chest at the end, and very similar is chamber 3. That looks something like this, again with just a single chest in it. Then from the chamber structures we'll move on to the icebox, which is one of the more special structures in the ancient city, because it actually has its own unique loot chest. All the other loot chests are pretty much just identical, and you can find some useful stuff in there of course. But this icebox is a little bit different, because first of all it actually has some pressure plates and some note blocks next to it, which make a noise if you run over them. And there's of course ice, because this is the icebox. But if you go over here, there is another pressure plate and iron trapdoor, which you can go down here into the icebox itself. And here you will find this chest, which has some unique loot in it. And so we'll see that it has suspicious stew, lots of golden carrots, can also contain potatoes, ice, snowballs. And so we actually got all the different items here apart from baked potatoes. Now next, this is actually a structure, but it's not much of a structure, it's just a large pillar. And there's also this large ruin, which are just a couple of blocks of deep slate. This is the medium pillar, just a smaller version of the large pillar. And there's also now 2 different variants of medium ruins, which look like this. Just a couple of blocks, not that interesting. What is more interesting is this structure over here. This is a sauna, and so it actually contains 3 chests, as we can see here, and 2 pools. So there's this pool up here, and then another pool right down here, which actually doesn't have a bottom, so all the water is flowing out down here. This is one of the largest structures that can generate in the ancient city, and so a very nice one if you want to get some loot, because it already contains 3 chests. Then there are 2 small ruins, which are pretty similar to the medium ruins, just a little bit smaller. And then this over here is again the small warden statue, and it's actually called small statue. And so the statue also generates in one of the previous rooms we already saw, but it can also generate on its own in this structure over here. Then we move on to the tall ruins, which actually don't really look like ruins, but more like towers. But this one over here is tall ruin 1. It has a chest all the way at the top, and a lot of ladders leading up to it. This over here is tall ruin 2. Once again, a chest at the top right there, but also a chest under the staircase hidden. And there's a staircase up to the 2nd floor. Very nice. Then the third one is Tall Ruin 3. And this one doesn't have a way to get up to the final level, but there is still a chest right there. And the final structure over here is the Tall Ruin 4, which once again has a staircase and a chest right here. It's just a more broken down version of Tall Ruin 2. Apart from that, it also does not have the chest under the staircase. And then there are a couple more walls as well that can generate through the rest of the ancient city. So this over here is the intact corner wall, which is just a corner piece of the wall. Then there is the intact horizontal wall 1, intact horizontal wall 2. This over here is actually still a pretty nice structure. So it is the intact horizontal wall passage, and so you can go right underneath it like this. I think this one looks very nice. And this over here is the intact horizontal wall bridge, and so you can see it works very nicely as a bridge. Then we have 4 intact wall stairs. So this is intact wall stairs 1. And the stairs come from right over here. There are the stairs. This is intact horizontal wall stairs 2. Intact horizontal wall stairs 3. And this is intact horizontal wall stairs 4. Which is a little bit different than the other 3 in that it actually has some stairs leading up to the 2nd floor as well. Then this is the intact intersection wall, which is different from the corner wall in that it is a T-shape and it actually has a ladder going up to the top there. Then this is the intact L-shape wall, which is just an L shape with a ladder. And then there is the 2 ruined corner walls. And so these are ruined. Well, the first ruined corner wall is ruined in the sense that it has a lot of dark oak wood attached to it. And there's actually a little bit of a outpost at the top here. And ladder going down to this part of the structure. And the ruined corner wall 2 doesn't have that outpost, but still has much of the light blue carpet and wool and some dark oak logs as well. And then finally there are the horizontal wall stairs from before, but just ruined versions. So this is ruined horizontal wall stair 1, ruined horizontal wall stair 2, which actually has blue carpet. This is ruined horizontal wall stairs 3, which is cyan carpet. And finally we have ruined horizontal wall stairs 4, which, yes, that one is completely ruined. But there we go. That's all the structures that can generate in the ancient city. We'll just fly through all of them right over here. That's a lot of different structures that can generate in this massive structure itself. It's really cool to see all these structures just on their own in the world just like this. But anyway, there we go. That is everything I wanted to show you for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. I want to thank my tier 3 member, the Smikkelaar. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. If you also become a member, click the blue join button below the video to check out the different tiers. But there we go. I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, bye bye.